this a bank holiday Monday treat, guys? Who knew it was going to be so beautiful this morning? I don't think it's here to stay. I think by the afternoon it's meant to be cloudy, but this is a win. We did get more rain last night because we needed it, obviously. Quite a lot more rain, actually, which is disappointing, but never mind. I am not out with just Corporal. I am, in fact, out with Sienna too. Oh, it just makes you smile, doesn't it, when it's so beautiful blue in the background. And there's a little bit of warmth to the sun as well. It's lovely. I know in the last vlog I said I probably wouldn't hack her out, but things have changed a little bit. And there's 3 reasons why I'm taking her out for a hack today. Number one, she's becoming a bit of a psycho Sam to hand graze. She just absolutely erupted yesterday, and I nearly lost her down the field. And in fact, I think she probably would have done more damage to herself messing around on the field yesterday. So I thought, you know what, we need to go for a hack. She needs a leg stretch. She needs just to do something so she's a little bit more chilled in the mind. Number two, the swelling has changed a bit. It's now going to just a general fat leg. So I feel like infection maybe is back on the cards, possibly. It still could be a bruised leg, it still could be a tendon issue, it still could be anything, to be honest, but it is now generally just a fat leg. And if that is the case and it is an infection, then it'll do her good to walk out. She's been very sensible as well so far this morning. She's only had a couple of little trots and been very good about that. And thirdly, it'll be easier for me to see if she's sound by riding and leading than it is me trying to trot her up in hand on my own. This way, she's not going to be stupid. I can have a real good look at how she's moving. And so far, from what I can see, we've had a couple of little tiny trots where she's just jogged on. She looks fine. So I wasn't expecting to have the day off today. It certainly wasn't planned. But when I was doing my diary yesterday, it sort of just fell into place that I could have today off, which is lovely. You can see how much I smile. I'm like, this is great. Because actually, I rarely have like 3 days off in a row. So it feels like an absolute treat. So today's plan is to have a bit of a tidy up. Yesterday was all about working out my camera, doing some filming, trying to get better at that. And I may do a bit more of that today. But the rest of the day is all about cleaning up and tidying up and just, feeling like everything's in order. There's nothing better, is there, than feeling like your whole life's in order because your house is clean and the stables are clean and all that. That lovely blue sky and sunshine that we had this morning has been replaced by wind, as you can probably hear in the audio, and rain. Of course, we're not allowed blue skies and sunshine for more than an hour or two in this country currently. I am just hand grazing Mr. Coop, who absolutely makes me chuckle because he's not a particularly stressy horse, really. He's very easygoing. And when it comes to hand grazing, I always hand graze Sienna first. Corporal's normally in his pen. And it's one thing that really winds him up is that Sienna gets the grass first and he gets so upset in the pen. He's like trots up and down, he's digging, he gets his knickers in such a twist. And he knows full well that he's going to be hand grazed after her. But he's just, he loves his grass so much. Morning guys, it's Tuesday, back to work. It's okay weather. I mean, as you can see, it's a bit cloudy, but it's always perfect in the morning, though, isn't it? First thing in the morning, it's blue skies and sunshine, and give it a couple of hours and it seems to go back to being cloudy. But anyway, it's warm and there is some sun out up there somewhere, so it's really not bad at all. Anyway, little update on Sienna's leg. Still not really sure what's going on with it. I haven't contacted the vet yet. Because what I don't want them to do is to come out, to charge me £100 and tell me something I already know, which is, oh, just leave her on box rest, cold hose, that kind of thing, and just see what happens. I don't need to spend that much money to be told that. And I'm still not convinced. It could be an infection, but I'm not convinced. It's not doing enough to make me think definitely. Obviously it's a worry because if I've made a mistake here and she has got an infection brewing and I'm not doing anything about it, then I'm not helping the situation in the slightest. But the leg is still far from massive. It's not particularly hot, like it's like very lukewarm. Normally an infection, they're normally pretty warm. And she doesn't really have an issue with me prodding it and touching it. And again, normally if they've got an infection, they get very sensitive to you touching their legs. So I'm just not sure. Just not sure. So for the moment, we're just going to leave her on box rest, keep cold hosing, keep putting the ice boot on and just see what happens. It did come down after the hack yesterday a little bit. Not completely, but a little bit. So that's good. Just have to watch the space. I'll probably be eating my words by the end of the week, wishing I'd got the vet out sooner, but we will just see how it goes for now. I thought I would update you guys also on how the channel's been doing. I haven't done this for ages. I was meant to do like a 6-month video on like how much the channel had earned in 6 months and where it was at and that kind of thing, but I forgot. Oh, you're gonna stop and go to the loo, aren't you? She's like, yeah, so pretty. Oh, sorry about the sound effect behind. Smelly Welsh pony. So the channel has done all right. It's growing nicely. So after 6 months, I don't know where we were at money wise, but I'd say it was probably just under £100 for the first 6 months of being monetized. And then March came around and the channel had a real boost. I don't know quite why, but I think in February it had earned £29 in the month. March it earned 39, so we had a whole £10 jump up, which was very nice indeed. So I'm hoping that April might go the same way. I mean, goodness knows what I'm going to vlog about, being that currently Sienna's not doing anything and Corporal's doing, not too much work. Gonna have to get thinking on that front, but yeah, it was a really lovely surprise that March was a little bit more profitable. And obviously in the past I said, oh, that money's going to go to buying a new lorry, truck or whatever, which realistically is never going to happen, because the money I make on YouTube will not ever get to me to having a lorry or anything again. But I do think actually it'd be very good to use it to go into my insurance pot for the horses. So I'm hoping not to have insurance on the horses and just have like a pot in my bank account, which I'm going to put money into every month and go that way. I should have done it years ago. Because insurance is just getting silly at the cost of it all. And, if they don't ever need the vet, which will never happen, but if they don't, then obviously at the end of it, that money's mine and not in the insurance people's pocket. So I'm going to put any money that's raised off of YouTube into the insurance pot, which I think is a very good place for it to go. And so it's a good bit of motivation again as well to kind of keep working on these videos and vlogs and trying to bring more content, goodness knows on what. But yeah, so it's nice. It's been doing very well, and I still find it fascinating that such a small channel like mine, which has, I think we're at like 1.6 subs now, and generally speaking gets about 250 views, but then the exercise videos tend to do a bit better over time. In fact, I think the best earning video was the core strength one that I did when we first sort of diagnosed Sienna. That one's done really well, and that brought in, I want to say, nearly £30 on its own, which is quite impressive. Obviously need to do more of those videos, but yeah, it's I still find it really impressive that such a small channel can raise any money at all. So I'm very grateful indeed. Thank you for anybody that watches an advert. It's very kind of you indeed. And it's going to help with the insurance of my horses and when they need a vet, like Sienna probably does this week. Afternoon guys, it's a Wednesday. I've just come on to finish the vlog. I'm hiding in my car because the weather's a bit manky again today. I'm resisting the urge to moan about it. I'm really having to resist. But it's just been a bit of a pants weather kind of day. But I have a question for you. What is your dream job? If money, studying, university exams, all that was no object, what's the one job that you haven't done that you think, oh, I'd have been good at that, or I wish I'd gone down that road, or I wish I'd studied something different so I could have done that? Like, is there a job out there that you think, I'd like to have given that a go? Leave it in the comments below. And now the reason I was thinking about this is I was having a little run yesterday on the running machine. I was trying to keep up with this exercise routine, which to be fair, I've been doing since January and I'm still going. It's a struggle. And I was lacking some serious motivation yesterday, and music wasn't doing it for me. It wasn't lifting my spirits. So I went down the rabbit hole on YouTube of finding a motivational video. It's a bit cringe, I know, but I needed something to give me a boost. And I was playing one and listening to it, and it worked a treat. I ran a little faster and a little further, so it did its job very well. But on there, they had this speaker, I don't know the chap's name, and it's quite a morbid thing he was talking about, but he was saying about the fact that so many people go to the grave having never fulfilled their dreams or even attempted to try and do their dreams or see all the places they want to see, or just never doing all the things they wanted to do. And that the people that are most happy when they sadly pass away are those that feel like they've truly fulfilled their life and, done all the things they wanted to do. And it was making me think while I was running along, I was thinking, oh God, there's so many things I want to do, and it sort of keeps, I don't know, things keep getting put off, or you don't accept an offer because it doesn't quite work, or it just got me thinking. And I was thinking, what would be my dream job if, money was no object and I didn't have to think about studying or anything like that? Like, what would it be? And nothing screamed out at me other than probably still horses. I think my dream job, and I've always thought about this and I've mentioned it before on the vlog, would be some sort of producing that are absolutely useless at selling. useless. I fall in love with every horse I own. But I always think there's a real gap in the market for nice quality 15-2 dressage horses. They're like gold dust. Not everybody wants like a massive 16-2 17 hand. And you know, really lovely like mother-daughter share or an older lady's dressage horse, just something that's not so big, maybe something crossed with a pony so it's a little more sensible and a little bit more trainable. And I just think there's a real market for that, and I'd like to fill that space. I'd love to produce some really nice 15-2s, possibly even breed a few, though I feel like breeding is a really tough game. I often think with Sienna, because the reason I went with a mare this time is because I did want the option to breed. It's always something I've wanted to do. I know there are so many risks, and actually it probably makes far more sense just to buy a foal, but I've always liked the idea of being able to choose the stallion to complement my mare and so on. And I love Sienna's breeding lines. I think they're so good, but I've always thought, actually, do you know what, I'd be half tempted to put her to a pony stallion and see what I got. Something that's got some nice movement to it, but just something that's really trainable and got, you know, it wouldn't necessarily need to be the temperament, because she's got an exceptional temperament, but just something that was trainable and, you know, had done a decent amount of work through its life and stayed healthy and fit and sound. Because I know that structurally Sienna is pretty good. All her joints and stuff are really good. And I think, her back issue is more because of her getting cast and jumping the gate badly than anything else. So, yeah, it got me really thinking. I couldn't mind as well a 15-2 dressage stallion. Again, I think there's a gap in the market for that. When you look online for small dressage stallions, very few indeed. There's just endless 17 hands ones. And I think a nice 15-2, something that, you know, I personally would like 15-2 stallion that's like working at medium, advanced medium. I think that'd be brilliant. Something like that I'd love to do. Other than that, if I didn't have to study, I would quite like to be a physiotherapist, especially for horses. I think that's a pretty nice job. You get to work in the industry. It's not bad earning wise. You get to meet so many different people, be part of their journey, help people get to, you know, whatever they're planning, whether it's dressage championships, eventing championships. I've always thought that's a really nice job. But yeah, leave it in the comments below. Let me know what would be your dream job that you thought, I wish I could have done that. I'd have been really good at it. I'm very interested to hear. Anyway, I need to persuade myself to get out the car and go and hang graze, which I don't want to do. But anyway, these horses need me to allow them 30 minutes of some yummy grass. Keep your fingers crossed for me it doesn't rain. I'll see you again soon, guys.